So in the Signal newsletter, you talk about the fact that we have Mark Zuckerberg, perhaps one of the most or the most powerful man on the internet, going public in front and making some significant statements publicly, while we have one of the most powerful men on this planet, Xi Jinping, the president of China, also making a very significant speech in which he talks about tariffs and lowering tariffs, particularly on cars, I think imports, right? Lowering import tariffs on cars. The stock market reacted almost immediately upon hearing this. What's your takeaway?
Well, it's interesting. Xi Jinping and Mark Zuckerberg are both doing sort of the same thing today, in the sense that both want to defend an existing business model that people are sort of angry about, right? So both of them are doing this thing where they're saying, we're willing to make little tweaks, but we're not going to change the underlying structure of what we're doing. What Xi Jinping did in his speech earlier today is to say, look, we get that there's frustration about market access, particularly in manufacturing. You may remember that President Trump unleashed a tweet this weekend about how hard it is for American automakers to do business in China. So what he did is sort of a tactical concession. He said, okay, we'll lower the barriers in some areas of manufacturing, but what's not changing in China is the basic industrial policy of the Chinese government, which involves heavy subsidies for domestic companies, a rather loose definition of intellectual property rights, shall we say, and very high barriers to entry for foreign firms. None of those things are really going to change. So what President Xi has done and what Zuckerberg are doing is the same thing. They're giving a little bit in order to not have to give more. And I think President Xi played it quite shrewdly.
So did he blink in the face of President Trump's comments about, hey, maybe a trade war is good?
No, I don't think he blinked. I think he saw an opportunity, particularly when Trump focused so much on the auto question over the weekend. Xi's very shrewd. He saw a way to give a little bit on an issue that's clearly close to Trump's heart in order to forestall bigger decisions about deeper changes to China's economic model, which there's no evidence that that's forthcoming. The Chinese have promised numerous times over the past decade to open sectors to foreign investment, to make life easier for foreign companies. Most of what he said earlier today was a repeat of those promises. The devil will be in the details. We'll see what happens.